could say it.
So advisors are failing their clients' kids?
I think they're failing their kids all the time. I mean, think about it this way. Most advisors are focused on how do you maximize wealth and those decisions for your existing clients. You may not be thinking about what this looks like when your clients are gone or have left us and left this planet. You're tending to maximize the experience during their lifetime. How are you going to spend this money efficiently? How are you going to pass it on? How are you going to deal with surplus capital that's probably left in the estate? And so there's a huge misgiving here that when we think of our clients' best interest, most of the time, our clients tend to think about their kids and their next generations as one of the most important things to them, which means that their ability to manage wealth and create a lifestyle and also be sustainable and live in a certain way and afford to, because they've given them certain, we'll call them conveniences during life, which is usually an inheritance and or education, or they provide them a certain lifestyle, is something that's critically important that advisors should be talking about. How do I help your kids be stewards of the capital that you leave behind, as well as the capital they're going to create? And so the failure I see is that advisors are not intentionally talking about the kids and their financial well-being and how to help them and train them even before they even have any means. Whether they have a job or they're just starting out, they should be helping them through literacy, through education, and actually engagement, bringing them into the conversation so that the kids get the benefit of the advice given to their parents and not rely upon the parents having to give that advice then to their kids. And we all know that kids rarely take the advice of their parents, but might take the advice of a professional if they had credibility early on. In fact, they might be inclined to continue working with that professional, which creates a massive opportunity, especially given the wealth we know is going to transfer from one generation to the next in the next 20 years. We do know that there's about $80-some trillion that's going to pass from boomers to X and Y generation. There's another 20 trillion out there expected from the greatest generation that's still with us, that's older than the boomers. And this wealth is going to create a massive amount of, we'll call it inexperienced capital that's going to happen in the next generation. So advisors need to take an opportunity here to not only educate the children of their existing clients so that they know how to handle this money when they get it. I even think there's a potential problem out there looming that advisors are not thinking about. And that is the best interest movement said that there is personal liability at the advisor for not acting in the best interest of one's clients. Well, that comes into play because who is likely to call you out on you didn't act in the best interest of my parents other than the children? So the key here is to show the next generation that we're doing work, involve them, include them, see that there is process and purpose behind the decisions we're making on how we structure estates, how we're dealing with long-term care scenarios, that the wills and the documents and the POAs and the living wills are in order, that we've taken the time to organize their life and communicate it with them so that we can avoid not only the challenges dealt with people who said, well, you didn't do the right thing by my clients, but you also have the opportunity to expand your business and create longer lifetime value of an entire family and multiple generations as a result of delivering value to the children of our clients.
How bad is the problem today for the next generation?
Well, most of the quotes that we've seen in our industry is that as much as 70% of wealth from a well-to-do family will be lost by the second generation and 90% by the third, which is a classic situation we can all imagine. Just like the Rockefellers, those families, some managed to keep their capital, some did not. And the reality is that most parents are not having ongoing financial literacy conversations with their children, right? They're talking about, what soccer, how'd you do in your grades? They're not involving their kids in making financial decisions and how they came about them. So there's this real gap in terms of education for younger generations. They're going to go to social media to find the influencer of choice to make financial knowledge, right? They're not getting it in school, we know. And so the key is, where do they tend to learn financial stewardship, making good financial decisions? Because there's really not a lot of great outlets for it, I think it's an opportunity for advisors to help educate those clients. So not only did we spend the last 10, 20 years helping our clients build wealth, just to have it lost by the next people who are not stewards. And maybe we're not even going to be involved because they're going to choose to move that money online and not keep a human advisor. I think there's a real opportunity for us to engage today with next generation. We need to show our clients what's in it for them to bring their kids into the conversation now and start to establish a credible literacy program for our children and the children of our clients today before they are in a position to make financial decisions that could affect the direction of all the good work that we're already doing.